Okay guys, today this video is a very difficult video for me to do. It's a very difficult story for me to tell, but I feel like it has a positive message in it, so I feel like it's really important that I do discuss this with you guys. And I feel like it's something that needs to be brought to light because I don't know if enough people know about this. I'm sorry if this video is a little bit choppy or, because this is kind of it's a pretty hard thing for me to talk about, so I'm going to try my best. Let me give you a little background into my life. Every product in my household is organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, fair trade. I avoid eating canola oil, carrageenan, sodium benzoate. All my toothpaste and washing up liquid, none of them contain sodium lauryl sulfate or sodium laurous sulfate. I make sure to have none of those products in contact with me. My average grocery bill is roughly $400 a week, and that's just for one person. It probably doesn't help that I only shop at Whole Foods, but it's the only grocery store that truly accepts my lifestyle. It makes me feel good when you're supporting a good cause, and whenever I'm at the checkout and they say, would you like to donate $2 to a local charity? I'm always like, I'll donate $4. Whole Foods, has that really nice reputation about it. It's a very nice, healthy place and everything's good for the environment. So, I really like that kind of feel to it. Loads of ethical products that are natural and vegan and all that. That's what I'm looking for when I go to stores like that. And stores that don't have that kind of stuff, selling me their no-name garbage, I'm not going to be shopping there. I'd say the way I turned out has mostly to do with my upbringing. We grew up as vegetarians. I was a vegetarian all my childhood, and as I grew up into my teens, we became fully plant-based, or as some people like to call it, vegan. So I've always felt pretty healthy, and deep down, that's always given me a kind of I feel like really good about it. And that's, how it all really started. From a really young age, I was always being as healthy as possible with what I ate. Lots of vegetables in every meal, wake up, have a carrot. All that kind of stuff. It was always as healthy as possible, and I felt really good about that. I felt really healthy, and I felt like I was doing my part for the environment, but deep down I really wondered, how healthy really was I? Am I getting all the nutrients I need? Can you live off of eating just plants? My mom had always said, yes, it's perfectly fine, it's perfectly healthy, but then, there's always these people out there saying, no, you gotta eat meat and you gotta eat this, and I don't know. So I was always kind of like, I don't know, what do I want? I felt like I was getting all the nutrients I needed. Then one day I was by this family in a restaurant. They were sitting next to me and they all had their menus out, and the parents were talking to their kids and they were like, make sure you guys order the chicken sandwich because you guys need to get protein. And then I was kind of like, wait a second, protein? Where am I getting my protein? And, it was really started to cause panic, and I was getting that had that moment of shock. I just froze for a couple minutes, and I was just like, what am I doing? Protein helps build muscle. So to actually get protein, you have to eat muscle, like meat. So I was kind of like, how am I getting my protein? I've never eaten meat in my entire life. I was probably super protein deficient. I don't know, I've just the next couple weeks were really bad times. I felt really depressed and I was having really difficult. I couldn't eat anything, and I don't know, it just was a really horrible time in my life. My life was turning into a nightmare. I was considering eating my dog because I was so protein deficient. I was like, well, he's got meat, we don't have any meat in the house, and I was like, I don't know, I need the protein. So I was very well considering eating my own pet. That's how bad it got. And I never had eaten meat in my entire life, and that's what it turned into. So, things are just spiraling out of control, and it was just getting worse and worse. And then one day I was like, I'm so protein deficient, you know what? I'm just gonna go to A&W and I'm gonna buy a burger. As I was looking on the menu, I found this burger, and it's called Beyond Meat burgers. And it's they're made from plants, but somehow they have protein in them. So I was like, what? You can do both? You can have protein, but you can still be eating just plants? And from an ethical stance, I was like, whoa, perfect. That checked all the boxes. So I was just super excited. So instantly, right there, I ordered 3 of those burgers, and I ate them within 5 minutes. They were completely gone, just as fast as I've ever eaten anything ever before. And it was just amazing. I felt so much better. All that protein just instantly healed everything, and I just felt so much better, and I didn't worry anymore. I knew, I was I'm no longer protein deficient, and it was just the best feeling in my life. Like, if you've ever been protein deficient before, you know it doesn't feel good, but like instantly after you've eaten a burger, you just feel so good. It was such a great feeling to know that, you know, I'm no longer deficient. I'm gonna live to 150 now. Everything in life is great now. And then about a week later, Tim Hortons started making their own Beyond Meat breakfast sandwiches too. So now I can get protein there as well. Beyond Meat is now a huge part of my life. Like, I don't go a day without eating Beyond Meat. I love Beyond Meat sandwiches. I love Beyond Meat burgers, everything about it. I heard they're even coming out with Beyond Chicken, so I'm really looking forward to that. And so now it's become such a great part of my life. And I'm so thankful for Beyond Meat for saving me, because I'm pretty sure I would have died if I didn't have any protein. So pretty much my daily life is first thing I wake up, I go right to A&W Tim Hortons, buy my sandwiches. Then when I'm getting back, as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm eating a Beyond Meat burger right away, because I'm feeling that protein kind of dipping down a little bit, and I just feel like I need to top up a little bit. So as I'm brushing my teeth, I'll have one Beyond Meat burger there. I eat roughly 10 Beyond Meat sandwiches every day. Then I'll have my breakfast, which consists of usually 2 Beyond Meat breakfast sandwiches. So I'll have that, feel pretty energized. Maybe between breakfast and lunch, if I'm feeling a little hungry, maybe I'll have another breakfast sandwich. You know, I usually get quite a few of them, so I can, you know, I usually carry one in my pocket, so if I'm really hungry, I can just munch on it then. Then, when it comes to lunch, I usually like to mix things up a little bit. I will take a Beyond Meat burger, and I will take off the top, and I'll put a Beyond Meat breakfast sandwich in the middle of it, and then I'll eat them together, which I really like. And I'll probably have about 2 of those for lunch. And so that's my favorite thing to have for lunch. I always like that. And then between lunch and dinner, you always gotta have a snack, because, you know, I'm an active person. I'm always doing activities and stuff like that. So I always need to keep on topping up on my protein levels. So I will then have another Beyond Meat burger probably between lunch and dinner. Even though they're breakfast sandwiches, I still really like having them for dinner. So I will just chuck those on a tray and reheat them in the oven and then eat those. I think that's probably the best way, because they're a little cold, because I always buy everything in the morning. I don't like to have to go out and buy the sandwiches like in the evening, you know. I don't want to do that. I want to just hang out in the evening. So, you know, if I have them available, I just chuck them in the oven for 350 for like 5 minutes, you know, warm them up. It's perfect. And that's just a typical day. You know, I'll have days where, you know, sometimes I'll eat more, but never less. I always eat around 10 sandwiches a day, just because of the amount of activities I do, and because it just turns out that's the amount of protein I need. I worked it out, and 10 sandwiches is exactly the right amount of protein that I need to function properly. So if I have any less, you know, I'm feeling kind of deficient, and maybe I'll be a bit tired, and it's such a difficult one, you know, of me. Like it started off so negative, but yet there was such a positive ending. So I really wanted to tell this story for anybody out there who is feeling like they are protein deficient, and if they are, like if you're vegan or you're plant-based and you don't eat any meat, then, you know, you can eat Beyond Meat, because there you go. Then now you're no longer protein deficient, because like there's so many people out there who are protein deficient, and it's a big issue, I feel. And so I'm trying to help anybody out who's, you know, going through the same struggle as I was, because it was not a fun time. It was just a real difficult time, real sad. And I would hate for anybody to be having to go through that. So I really thought that this story needed to be told and needed to be expressed in a way that other people can do the same. So thank you so much for listening, and I really hope this helped you out. I'd say the way I am is mostly to do with my upbringing. What was that?